2, I guess. Sent the link out. We'll see what happens. Whatever, what a disappointing effort where we couldn't even hear anybody talk. This sucks. It's just horrible. So anyway, we're back. Well, I'm back. I don't know if they're gonna come back or not, but we're back, and we'll see what happens. Oh, there goes El Guapo. Can you hear me now, brother?
Yeah, a little better. It could be I just need to wear an earpiece. Because the StreamYard did say that the mobile part of it is experimental for them.
And I don't even know if people can hear me on freaking YouTube. Let me go to YouTube. Can't even find my own stream now. This is dumb. Your channel. Does it say that I'm live or what? Okay, there we go. Channel. Does it say that I'm live or what? Yep. There we are. Okay, there we go. Okay. This is dumb. Yeah. I don't know what happened. And I can't hear you guys. I don't know if you're talking, but now I can't hear you.
Well, not talking. Now I am.
Oh, my Lord. Okay. There you go. There we go.
Yep.
There we go. All right. I don't know what happened.
And now
I
back
don't
to
know
our show.
what went on. That was crazy. And I guess we'll get one more person in, and then that's all she wrote.
But can you have more backstage and rotate people in and out?
Yeah, we can have as many backstage. I think we can have up to 10 backstage.
I like a dude shot.
Yeah. I don't know if that's Josh or what. Man, what a disappointing, man. What a disappointing thing.
No.
It happens.
Yeah.
It's probably why I got a thumbs down.
Yeah.
Oh.
You made it wasn't because you screwed up the title.
Well, you won't get a thumbs down on this.
Yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, so here we go. As we put it out there, share it again. We got Trusty Sidekick. We got I Like to Do the Cha-Cha. We got Shinobi Raccoon. We got El Guapo Comics. And we got E. Ortiz. I hope that you can hear everybody. Everybody say hello so the people that are in the chat can let me know if they can hear you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello.
All righty. And
Oh, yeah, that's actually coming through.
that's something cool. All right. All right. Comic Book Bob says the soldier is looking sweet, bro. And okay, it is what it is. I tried. I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed in my settings. I know I updated some software on my computer, but that shouldn't have messed with the volumes. And last time it worked through OBS. Now I got to troubleshoot what the heck happened. But troubleshooting on there is not good.
Yeah, but it seems like every time my computer updates, it screws something up.
Yeah. And I apologize to everybody for that, man, that the stream went crazy and we weren't able to do whatever. Oh, okay, here we go. And
it's your thing.
There we go. We are completely fooled up. We are now full. And so if someone else pops up, then I guess I'll have to rotate somebody in and out. I don't know who. Can't be.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to use OBS. But I'm not gonna sit here all night troubleshooting.
Yeah, that's a waste of time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Exactly.
Well, I got to get off at 9 o'clock regardless. So that's why I was like, damn, it's already 8 o'clock. And,
But, honey, I'm still troubleshooting.
Now, she was here when I was having a heart attack, trying to troubleshoot. So there was that. All right, folks. So is everything good now?
Are we good?
Yeah, Cerebral Killer says, Cerebral Killer saying, having fun, I see. Yep, we're having fun. We have the fictional reality art is in the house. Artist is in the house. And we have, like I said, a guapo. It seems that the stream is working well and life is beautiful for a change, which is awesome. Because wow, what a freaking disappointment.
Right.
It's all right, man. Don't let it get you down.
Life is way too short.
What a freaking disappointment.
Yes, I know.
Somebody dropped.
There's my
Somebody.
camera.
There you go.
Yeah,
Now we got Benham. And we got Benham in the house. That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked up finally. I was like, oh, it's just a blank screen. Why?
Yeah, it happens like that sometimes. Who else we got? Slick Jimmy joined, and damn, we got a lot of people now. All of a sudden, just jumped on.
Mariah's like, Pope Fire's here. Hello.
It's amazing what can happen when you can hear people.
I know, but damn, man. And the Unbreathable Skunk Girl is here too. And Jesus Christ. All right.
Hey, is Manny in the backstage?
Yeah, he is.
All right, I want to hop out.
Yeah, okay. I'll put Manny on. Oh, but devices are not connected for the Unbreathable Skunk Girl. Hold on, what happened? He disconnected.
Crap.
Oh
no!
And so we got Sneak Jimmy. Who else we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah,
you dropped me for an artist? Man, what'd you do that for?
5. Hold on, man. I'm not dropping people. I'm trying to figure out how to get all these people in here because I was on the Hangouts, but the Hangouts wasn't producing volume for the people out there watching. And now everybody's leaving because I don't have enough room for everybody. Oh my Lord.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you dropped an artist for me, man. Why would you do that? You had art.
No, he left. And
why you do that?
I do not know. I don't know what people do, what they do. I don't control their minds, their thoughts, and their actions. But I know that Manny's trying to get back on. But he says devices are not connected for Manny. So Manny, if you can hear us, it says your devices are not connected, sir. And I'm trying to get that on there. All right. So he's got sharing screen. And somebody else dropped out. Okay. And all right. So yeah, we're just having all kinds of. It's a beautiful freaking stream today.
Right.
That should be the title. Beautiful
freaking
stream.
Beautiful freaking stream. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and that's why I wanted to use Hangout.
Stream.
And that's why I was trying to use.
You could call it the lemonade stream. Making lemonades.
Yeah, making lemonade out of lemons.
Or call it Snafu Stream.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna call it other than damn it, man. Damn it, Gina. Jimmy's playing a freak in a Dungeons and Dragons game. I'm thinking
That's something I haven't played in a long time.
All right. God,
that's the first Dungeons and Dragons game I've played since 1986.
That's a long time ago.
It is a long time ago.
Manny is there, but he's not there.
So were you listening to that?
Nah, somebody would put it on the chat. Comic Book Bob put it on the chat. Oh, he plays D&D with you guys.
Yeah, he was there. Comic Book Bob was there.
Yeah.
He plays D&D with you guys.
The old gang we hung out with, we didn't have we didn't really use modules. We just made up. Somebody would just make up a universe, and we went from there.
Oh,
Making
back
stuff
when
up
I
as
was
you
a
go
kid,
along.
back when I
Pretty
was a
much.
kid, I was a bad little boy, and I'd steal stuff to make money for modules and go hawk it.
Hmm.
That's what you get. I was a bad kid in junior high, and then I got to high school and I mellowed out.
Yeah.
And then you unmellowed when you got a little old.
Yeah, I did all kinds of stupid things in junior high.
Rebel, rebel, yell. Chihuahua, bo, bo.
I don't know. I look back at it and I was like, man, what a little, oh man.
Sending Manny a message saying that, hey, your devices are disconnected.
Live and learn.
So okay, so it's not only my live stream. All right, good.
It's everybody's live stream.
Well, it is what it is, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I gotta finish figuring out what happened with the audio on that Hangouts, because that makes no sense. That other time I used it worked perfect. You know,
Yeah.
I was the guy that was low, and everybody else could be heard, and now nobody could be heard. I don't understand it. I don't understand the issues with this thing sometimes.
I find it weird when I'm on my phone, like right now. I'm talking to you on my phone, but if I go use another app, then what I hear from you guys gets all choppy. It's really strange. It's like my
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, the apps. They let me see.
I think they interfere with StreamYard.
I don't know what's going on, brother, to be honest with you. We all start out, Moron says Comic Book Bob. It shouldn't be that difficult, man. You start our hangout calls and that's it. That's all I did last time. That's literally all I did last time.
And you're running it through OBS, right?
I'm running it through Streamlabs.
Through Streamlabs, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Streamlabs lets me put the little digital bullpen logo and all that stuff. I might have to export them into OBS and see how that works out. Maybe it might be better through OBS. I don't know, to be honest with you, what the freak is going on.
El Guapo has like Popeye arms. Look at those.
Yeah, that's that. That's those marine arms.
Gosh.
That's the marine arms from hanging them on pull-up bars.
Yup.
You can be strong to the finish if you eat your spinach too, kids.
Well, you know, for the Marines, it's a box of crayon at a time. Gets you through the hard times.
That's all I need, man.
One box of
PT
crayons.
and a box of crayons. Keep me happy.
That's it. I know. I'm sorry. I should not make fun of my sister, brother in arms, peoples.
Ouch.
But it's what we do. We make fun of each other. We can't help it.
Yeah, Brian likes to do those Coast Guard jokes.
That's not even a real thing, is it?
Brian Ball always is ragging on the Coast Guard.
Yeah. I don't even know if does that count? Do they count?
It does.
What happens when the Space Force becomes a full-on fledged thing? Are they going to put another like a sixth side on the Pentagon or the sextagon?
Well, they'll probably get rid of the Coast Guard.
folded into the Navy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that sounds about right. Shoot.
So I know people are tripping on that Space Force, but you know, down in Florida here, some of our accounts aren't Canaveral. I actually met a Space Force guy. It's a real thing.
Yeah, I know.
And the left is like, this is bullshit.
No, it's actually something they should probably done back in '69 when they landed on the moon.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you know, it is what it is.
We should have a base on the moon by now. We should have had it like.
We do have a base on the moon.
Oh, we do. So dark side.
Yeah, don't you know?
Right next to the Inhuman City.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and there's like people right now.
Yeah.
People. Let's see who we got in the back
damn.
room.
I put that in the wrong place.
Yeah, Manny still says his devices are disconnected. I don't know if anyone.
Tell him to plug them back in.
I did. I sent him. I sent him in the dark chat. I was like, "Hey, brother, it says your devices are not connected, and I can't add them." And either he doesn't care or he's not paying attention. I don't know what to tell you. I try not to be mean to anybody, but you guys see Bendis is going to reread Batman. Yeah, that's awesome.
Is it?
Yeah, why not?
Bendis is going to redo everything, right?
Me, I'm not really a DC guy, so hey, I'm just kidding. I'm not a DC guy, but I don't want anybody's heroes ruined either. Right. I don't want no one messing with mine. I don't want no one messing with yours. It's
bad enough that Tom King is apparently doing damage to it. Do we really want Bendis to make matters worse?
It doesn't matter to me. Either way, they can do what they want to do. It's like I told people, you don't like the way Phase 4 from Marvel is going? Don't watch the movies. They'll get the message. Yeah. That's what I plan on doing. I'm planning on not watching the movies.
Yeah. I already made my mind up that once after Endgame was over, I'm done.
You don't like the way it's going? Don't watch the movies. Don't waste your breath. Just don't. It's easier not to waste your money than it is wasting your breath. Don't even bother wasting your breath.
Oh, there's so much stuff that they're doing with Marvel that's going to be on that Disney Plus thing.
Yeah.
That you're going to have to, if you want to watch it, you're going to have to, subscribe. And I don't know if I want to pay Disney anymore.
Nope, I'm not doing that either.
It's the pirate's life for me. Not.
I'm not doing that either. I'm not getting involved in that Disney streaming service.
The only thing I'm waiting for is the massive amount of cringe that probably will come off of episode 9. It'll be fun to watch Mahler go crazy online and rip it to shreds. Maybe it'll be good. Who knows? Maybe J.J. Abrams can pull it off. But I've never actually. Everything that he's ever done seems to be derivative of something else, like highly derivative. And I don't think he can be original. I really don't. I don't think he has it in him. I think he knows how to craft imagery and then get a performance out of somebody. But when it comes to actual ideas, he'd be better off getting himself a good writer.
Yeah, I'm with Comic Book Bob. I cut Netflix off too. I'm definitely not gonna do Disney streaming plus. I'm done with it, man.
Well, there's so many things out there, man. How many streaming things are going to be out there now?
But it's like somebody said, right? Now what's going on is I think Chester said it the other day. It's like cable. No, I don't think so. Okay, not everything is a streaming service that you got to pay for. Before you could stream things for free. Not everybody wants you to pay for their streaming service. All you want original context, you have to have Amazon Prime to see The Voice. You have to have Netflix to see. Well, those are cancelable. For an example, if you want to see Dave Chappelle shows, you have to have Netflix. If you want to see Cobra Kai, you have to have the pay subscription on YouTube. If you want to see the new Marvel stuff that used to be on ABC and regular free TV, now you have to pay for Disney Plus. It's getting ridiculous.
And if you want to see Titans, you gotta pay for DC something.
And
nobody wants to see Titans.
Nobody wants to see Titans, and they're nickel and diming you to death, man. Between that's $50-$60 just between them streaming services.
Yeah,
and that's if you don't have a 4K TV, and then you opt for the 4K package of whatever they have, which for Netflix is like $14.99. So
I think books are going to come back in because of this.
Yay!
People actually start reading. They're like, "There's no way in hell I'm paying all this money."
Yeah.
They'll go, "Hey, what's this?" Yeah. Audiobooks actually, that's really worth a lot of money. Like a lot to me is the Audible. Yeah. I listen to that all the time when I'm driving.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, when people don't realize it, they're hitting you. Every chance they get, they're trying to hit you with some content. Yeah. And when you're looking around and you're spending $50, $60, $70, $80, $100 on streaming services, you got 8-10 streaming services. You only watch one show out of all those services from each show.
Yeah,
Like,
it is not worth it.
does that make any sense to anybody? Like, to
No.
me, it doesn't make sense. Like, I could use that money for something else, man.
Yeah, like I don't really want to pay Funimation just to watch My Hero X amount of money just to watch My Hero Academia.
Yeah, and you know, maybe that's a ticket. Go to Audible, man. Have someone to read a book to you. You know.
Well, at least with actually with anime, with anime stuff like that, I can always read the manga.
Yeah, it's
Well,
just
there's
it's
that.
just
I
crazy
can't
to
remember.
me.
There's that manga library that you can have access to. It's like $3.99 a month or something.
Oh, Shonen Jump.
Shonen,
Yeah,
I was just going
Shonen
to say
Jump.
that.
So I mean,
But
if you're gonna go manga, that's, I mean, they know what they're doing. They know how to keep their customers without, you know, squeezing them for every last cent.
And I've kind of been doing that before the streaming became a trend because I'd much rather watch my anime in English because I can keep up with it.
yeah, well, it is what it is on that. It's just crazy to me, you know.
I
Like
know
everything,
I know everybody's got to have their subs, but
you know, it's just crazy how, you know, they just keep pushing the envelopes, man. It's
yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, and it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm looking at the math, and the math is not adding up. I mean,
Well, here's the thing. I think that will happen. We're gonna have a time where there's gonna be all these streaming, and then slowly they're gonna get gobbled up. One of the companies is gonna, one or two of the companies or three companies will gobble up the rest of the ones because some won't make money, because they all have to make content, and yet you have to have a lot of content to like attract people. Otherwise, like you were saying, one show, well, then they better make better make an option where you can just like pay for that show, pay like $8 and you get like, the entire series, something like that.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't want to pay $12 for all this other shit that I don't want to watch.
exactly.
Yeah. With anime, they have something like that, Verve.
Yeah,
You can like watch stuff on Crunchyroll, Rooster Teeth, Funimation, I think, and some other things.
all I know is this. That's what they should really do. You should have a subscription that you don't pay for, but then you can log in and say, "Hey, I want this show." Like you can be subscribed to it. Like you can be subscribed to all these things, right? And not pay the
Right.
monthly fee.
Right.
And then if there's a show you like, you say, "Okay, I'm gonna buy this show from you." And I'm down with the private chat. I got 3 messages in the private chat.
Well, I don't mind paying for something. Like I know a lot of people like to, pirate shit, but like I understand.
That.
I used to pay. I used to be in film and television. That's what I did for quite a while, and that's a lot of work people put into the craft that they do.
Yeah.
So I don't mind paying for the product. I just, I want a reasonable amount. Like when I go to see a movie and it's like $20 goddamn dollars if you're in LA, I'm just like, what the fuck? And then you go to like a matinee. Sorry, I shouldn't swear, but you go to a matinee and it's like, now in LA, the matinee is $12. Like around here, it's like $6.
In my area, it's like 10.
Bro,
wow,
and then of course, if you're taking your wife, you're doing the family thing, because my wife
adds up.
Because my wife actually enjoys like watching Marvel movies with me and geeking out with me and stuff like that, man. She likes going to the cons, she enjoys those things. So we like to go together, it's cool for us. It's like, it's a cool experience, right? But then when you bring the wife and you're spending $50 just on the movie tickets.
Yeah. Movie tickets and like
no popcorn.
No, really?
No popcorn.
Where are you at? Is it $25 for a ticket?
Almost.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, almost. I'm on the west side, but not that. Not. Yeah, but
I you go to somewhere like Las Vegas, you can get into a show pretty cheap because they're trying to entice you to come in usually.
Right.
But like around here, it's not that expensive for the matinees, and then they have like a $5 Tuesday, which is pretty awesome. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, when I was on the East Coast, it wasn't like that. I can get in for way cheaper. The only time
if you're in New York, you can't. I'll tell you that.
No, but I was south.
Oh, okay.
I was south, man. I was south.
New York, it probably is $25 a pop.
It's ridiculous, is what it is. I mean, it depends on which, because we like to, if we can, if they have it, we'll catch it on the IMAX screen, right?
Well, IMAX are nice. Cost you though.
It does cost. You got to pay to play, right? You got to pay to play. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I like it to be a nice experience for me and the wife. And if we can get the screen, the sound, and blah blah blah. Not 3D though. I think I get lost in 3D. Like when a movie's 3D, I can't watch it for the first time in 3D. I think I lose content. Because I'm looking at all the 3D action. It's like I'm missing out on content. And then I watch it again on 2D, and I'm like, wow, I didn't even notice that or that or that or that.
Have you ever watched a 3D on like a really nice big television and like from a distance? Have you ever stuff jumps out of those 3D televisions? Holy cow! And it comes like right out at you.
Right.
And I'm not talking like it feels like it's sticking right out in your face. But yeah, I get you. I mean, there's a place up in Salt Lake that they have waitresses that'll come bring you burgers while you're sitting in your nice cushy chairs in the tiers. So, I love a good cinema experience, and those will they'll serve you. They actually have beer there, and I don't drink beer, but they'll drink it. They'll bring you your drinks, and so it's more like an experience and because the tiers are high enough. It doesn't obscure your view as people bring you stuff.
Right.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But you do pay for that one. That's I think that per ticket is to get in is 15. So
that's still not bad, though.
15, 16.
That's still not bad compared to some places where you're paying that and you get nothing.
Right. No, I mean, yeah, and the food actually is not. This thing's owned by Larry Miller's corporation. The guy used to own the Jazz, and he put in this theater. And you go there and they treat you real nice. Yeah, you can get wings. You can there's a whole bunch of different things. You get Chinese food because they have this court out front that has, and then you can either pick it up in there or you can get the service, which has a little bit of surcharge on it. And then these little, the attendants will come in and take your order, and then they'll bring it to you. Like they take your order before the show starts. So it's kind of fun.
Maranya saying Trusty rocks it old school with Statler Mars adhesive dots. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
I've had these things for so long. They're so old. I don't know. I've got like 3 or 4 boxes of them. They're gonna last me till I'm dead.
Yeah.
Those are some serious darks, man. They're showing up really well on the camera.
Well, I'm glad people are liking my Vegeta.
Yep. They like your Vegeta. Everything is looking pretty good. Still can't add Manny says devices are still not connected. I don't know what to do about that one particularly. We can't hear Functional Reality Comics. He's working on a book. I looked at the private chat. He's like, "Can you hear me?" No, we can't. His books are on Amazon though. He doesn't do Indiegogos, so you can check him out on Amazon. Yeah, he's got a series out there that he does. I think $7.99 for the book or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So he does his own books and he self-publishes through Amazon. Yeah. And he asked if he could join us today, and I was like, sure, but we've been having nothing but technical difficulties. Not through his fault, though. This is not his doing. This is just the way it came out today. So please don't get mad at the man. It's not his fault. Not his fault.
Yeah. Does he want me to drop out and see if he can get in?
No, Manny can't get in. No, he's in. When you're watching Functional Reality, we just can't hear him. Manny, when he connects his devices, we have one slot available because we only got 5 people from what I can see. So, so we got 5 people from what I can see. If Manny gets his devices going,
we can add him.
And Maranya says, I envy El Guapo, his brush inking skills. Let me go back to El Guapo. Mm-hmm. He's doing that Constantine piece, and that Constantine is up for sale, people. If you like what he's doing, hit him up.
Exactly.
Hit him up style.
Hit him up. The man is not gonna say no. He's like, what? You want to buy it? Of course. You know, because I'm thinking about buying it, to be honest with you. So there's that. There's that. There's that. I do try to support the local people whenever possible. You know, it's getting hard with so many more. The community keeps growing, and more people keep coming, and more books keep getting pushed out. It's getting a little saturated.
Right.
You know,
Ortiz, what's your channel?
Ortiz.
That's why you couldn't find it.
That's probably why.
You talking about on YouTube?
Yep.
Yeah, it's Ortiz, just space Ortiz. Yeah, I need to consolidate naming structure because I'm really all over the place.
Right.
The only thing that's consistent is like the DLive and Twitch and Mixer. They're all JWeekend 51. Yeah, don't ask.
So Jimmy, and you think you will have the cheesecake challenge going again soon?
I want stuff like Hangouts, and I don't really care for StreamYard. I've done some tests, and I don't like it.
Oh, that's what we were running earlier, but we had an issue with the audio. So you could do the stream, you can do the Hangout still through OBS or OBS Streamlabs.
And we got the end. It's like, is it the 1st or the end of August that they're shutting down Hangouts altogether?
October, I think.
October,
I think.
But then you know, like I was thinking about moving over to maybe something. Oh, Discord. We was thinking about Discord Live.
Right.
And how do you do that? Do you do that through OBS or what?
Yeah, you would have to do it through OBS.
I got to figure that out to bring it back. But I mean, and then I want to limit how many people can come on. Obviously, I just like 10. Like 10's a good number. Maybe 11, just me and then 10 artists if there gets that many. But I mean, I don't want like 20. That was just too many.
Oh no, that's it's hard enough with 10. You know, on the drawn and quartered.
Right.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, I think with the Discord is the best way to go. Evan Von Skyver was saying that he already got Shabby's Discord with Discord Live, where he can go live straight from Discord and do a screen share. So I'm gonna have to get with Evan Von Skyver and see what he's doing on that count. He said he'd create one for us. I don't know yet. I kind of rather just do it myself. I don't, because you never know what's you know, what's going on in people's minds when you have no control over what's going on. I mean, I'm not saying that he's not trustworthy, but things change, alliances change, people change their minds, blah, 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 blah. You know, people grow apart, people change opinions, they have disagreements. You know how life is.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes you just want to just separate some things just so in case those things happen, you know, you still have some kind of control. And then, like I said, nothing against anybody. I'm not, it's just that, you know, I know how this game goes, you know. People stream together, then they stop streaming together. You know, people grow up, you know, they blow up and they move on to other streams, or, you know, they just decide to up and quit, you know.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, he says, I don't know where y'all can hear me. I'm working on issue 2 live. Let me go back and click him again. That's awesome that he's working on his issue 2. But we can't hear you, to be honest with you. I don't know why we can't.
Batman drawing.
We can't.
So, how do you set up a Discord server?
Just go to the Discord site, and it's gonna have a tutorial for it. It'll tell you what to do. There's actually a tutorial. If you go to Discord,
do you need hardware, or do you do it through there?
They're hosting it for you. They're hosting it for you.
Because, like, if that's the case, then yeah, I'd have to make something that I could control. And not that I would kick anybody out. I mean, if you're a good artist and you can behave around people that maybe you have a little bit of, you shake each other's hide. You know, that's all I ask. I mean, and I've never really had that problem with, say, with
Well,
Like,
that's cool.
like a chat on Twitter. Most people just kind of avoid each other because I ask people to just keep it cool and then post stuff that they post art. So, but I got to figure that out if I want to continue to do it. But I'm kind of a boomer, so there you go.
Oh, you and me and everybody else on this doggone stream. But I mean, at least with Discord, it does have a set of instructions on the actual Discord site itself. I'll tell you how to set it up and all that good stuff. It just takes time, know. And
there is a way to boot people, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I understand, there is.
Yeah, I mean, it's your server.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want people that cause drama. I really don't like drama.
Me either, buddy.
I want to use. Everybody knows each other. I want to use as a network. We work together. We help each other get jobs, create stuff. That's the idea. I don't want cliques and all the other stuff. You have your own group and you hang out together. That's fine. But everybody should be
professional,
glad handing, and be professional. Exactly.
That's all I ask. Just be professional, man. You don't have to. I tell people, Manny and I don't agree on everything, but.
Right.
But we're not going to sit here and bash each other. We'll talk about it offline if we have to. We rarely do. We just understand that we're two adults, and even though we don't agree on everything, we're still cool. And I don't agree. It is what it is on that count.
The way it should be.
You just be a professional, man. Because like Slick Jimmy said, man, you never know. The person you're helping out today might be in a position to help you out some other time or help somebody else out, And I'm not saying help people. I'm not saying help people so they can help you later. All I'm saying is treat people how you want to be treated.
Right. It's just golden rule. I mean, exactly. I don't understand in this particular day and age. It seems like the golden rule is people have lost sight of that. Like, I don't get it. It's easy.
It's really easy.
Yeah, just treat people how you'd like to be treated, and and it usually ends up okay. And if somebody's an asshole, then just learn to have a thick skin.
And fictional reality says, put out the energy you want to come back at you. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, right?
Perfect.
When you do things right, you just do them because you're doing the right thing. Don't do it because if you're doing it to expect something back or anything like that, you're just going to be a disappointed person in your life. People are ungrateful. People are ungrateful. It's what it is on that count.
And it's not just ungrateful. People often have many other things that are going on in their head, and if you start to expect stuff, they may be completely preoccupied by something that's really important to them. And
that's another good point.
Yeah,
and not necessarily like a selfish thing. People have a lot going on in their lives, and so when you go into something saying, okay, I know that there needs to be reciprocity. Well, up to a point, I mean, you can kind of say that, especially if you set the guidelines down in the first place. But if you say that I'm going to help somebody, and that you're just doing it to help somebody, don't expect anything in return. Just do it just because you want to be. Help somebody out.
Exactly.
And if you do it that way, then more than likely when stuff comes back to you, because you've been a good person, and somebody that can allow I'm not coming up with the words tonight, allow the goodness to spread. Some of that karma is going to come back,
That's a first for Slick Jimmy. He has no words, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I hit a wall there. My brain just said pebbles, and I was like, what the fuck?
You heard it here. No, you're right. But I just believe, treat people the way you want to be treated. Don't expect anything in return. Do it because it's the right thing to do. Your life is going to be so much easier. You're going to be so much happier, and definitely don't put your happiness on anybody else, man. Because you ultimately, you shape and control your life, and it is what it is on that count. At least I believe that, I don't take a lot of these people seriously. People say things, I just let it roll off my back and I keep moving. I don't hold grudges. I mean, it is what it is, I keep it professional because I had to keep it professional for 13 years when I was in a certain job that put a lot of people that didn't like each other together. So it is what it is. Right.
Hey, what is that metallic hand holding?
Let's see.
Looks like a gun.
It
like
looks
a
like a
bent,
gun.
That's
like a
what I
bent.
was thinking.
It looks like a bent sawed-off shotgun.
Yeah, I think of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess he's crushing the shotgun.
yeah, he's the one that we cannot hear. Unfortunately, he's showing you the panel right now. Yeah, and this is the second issue. You can
Oh
catch.
yeah, he's crunching. He is bending a sawed-off stuff. That's what I
That's
was
what I
looking at.
thought.
Yeah, okay.
Yep, that's exactly what it was. I treat people online as they are sitting opposite me at the table. Some people forget that behind the screen is a real person. I try never to forget that. Yeah, and like Slick Jimmy was saying though, man, you never know what someone's going through. So even if they snap at you or come at you sideways, you got to think about it.
Right.
Something is not something you did. You might have been the tip. You might have been the straw that broke the camel's back.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of people say like Twitter is a dumpster fire, and it is. But the funny thing is, if you can stay out of the shit that's out there, the constant BS, then it can become a tool. All right.
Right.
And just like Instagram or Facebook or
anything else
like YouTube or Minds or whatever, it becomes a tool if you know how to use it and network properly without. And again, you do have to watch yourself, because there are people out there who, if they get a hint or a whiff of that you're not the type that they like, then there may be some problems. But if you act professionally on those, and they can't point to anything real, I mean, if somebody wants to go dig, they're going to find out I don't like feminism. I think it's toxic. I just do. I mean, and they're going to see that. And if they, come at me and say you're a misogynist, I'm like, no, that's all I have to say. No, you don't have to bait me. And I let myself stand on my record that I've treated everybody that's contacted me, whether they are on the other side of a political aisle or not. I treat them as I would want to be treated, even if I disagree with them.
And that was the point that I was about to bring. And this is where, when people ask me stupid things, I mean, not stupid. To me, it's stupid. To them, it could be serious. People ask me, "Hey, are you a feminist? Are you a this? Are you a that?" No, man. I believe in one thing and one thing only: treat people how you want to be treated. That's it. I don't need a label. I don't need a group. I don't need anything. I'm gonna treat you with respect. You treat me with respect. We're gonna get along just fine. Whatever you do in your private life, your business. As long as you don't force it on me, I don't care. As long as you're not harming anybody else, I don't care. As long as you're not harming my family, especially, I don't care. If any of those things changes, then it becomes a problem for me, because I'm not gonna let you hurt me or my family or anybody else,
Right.
But whatever
you do have your tribes, all right? I mean, I'm gonna say it, like, tribalism is a problem today, but I'm like, you have tribes that basically say you have your family, right? You have your tribe.
That is true. What?
Oh, he's saying the stream needs to loop.
Needs more looping sound. Huh?
Oh, more looping sound. I guess he says he needs more looping sound, whatever that means.
I don't know.
The idea. I guess the stream is just jacked today. I don't know. I give up.
When it comes to like tribes, if you're from a nation, you're probably going to have that tribe as your nation. You're gonna be American. You're gonna be wherever you're from. And a lot of people take pride in that. And then, like, often you have your religion. That's kind of your tribe too. And those are things that the first one you can't choose. The other two, you kind of can choose. If you really want, but you don't make it so much so that you can't see anybody's perspective. You can't have empathy for somebody. And if you lose your empathy, which I see that's half the problem, people have lost so much empathy in the last little while. At least in certain people. I don't think the layman. I think most people, when you're walking on the street, if you look somebody in the eye, they're going to have some empathy for you, generally speaking. But you get online and it's just words on a page, and you start bantering around things. You got to remember the person doing that, unless it's a bot, is a person out there. So if you treat them with kindness, and I've only had a couple of instances where it didn't work. I was talking to some environmentalists a few years back on Facebook, and they said if I didn't give them money to help them fight the tuna companies in Japan to keep them from killing dolphins, I was basically a monster. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And they yelled at me and then blocked me. And I was like, okay, then.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, it is what it is on that. When people tell me, like, moving to this side of the United States is a culture shock for me. A lot of things that they do over here, I have no earthly idea why they do them. I don't understand why they don't want to give me a straw or why I have to pay for grocery bags.
Well, you're in California, right?
I don't know. Up above. Same rules, though. Same rules.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand why I got to do those things. Like, seriously, but whatever. In Rome, it's
What the
whatever.
Romans do, right?
Yeah, I mean, kind of, sort of. I'll play along, with your little straw rule and your bag rule, but that's as far as I go with all your other stupid junk. Like, there's a lot of stupid junk they do that I don't even bother with. Like, okay, don't talk to me about that, bro. Like, we're done. We're done. But it is what it is. Beautiful art by Tisha says hello. Thank you for joining the stream. It's nice for you to come. We've had all sorts of difficulties today. It's been a hellacious way to go. We'd have to do the stream twice.
Yeah.
So
we're trucking through.
But thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and pass us on to your buddies and buddies.
Yeah.
We're over here just talking philosophy. Don't mind us. Sometimes people draw and talk philosophy. It is what it is. Speaking
of philosophy, so I was watching that TV show, The Good Place. I do have Netflix still, so and it has a lot of woke stuff in it, but they tend to, like, some of the episodes try to focus on philosophy about the nature of all things in the universe and that sort of thing. Right. And right. I do, when I watch it, I do find myself either laughing, and not laughing particularly at their jokes, or just kind of rolling my eyes because of, I have my own cosmology. I have my own philosophy about things that don't necessarily jive with the religion that I grew up in, although I still kind of relate to that religion. And I try my best to look at everybody, even religions that I find a little less palatable than others, and philosophies. I try to look at it from their perspective and know that, generally speaking, most people are just trying to make their way through life and bring up good kids the way they see that they should be, and go from day to day, because life ain't easy. We live generally here in the West pretty dang easy, compared to
other places.
A good portion of the world, and a good portion, the vast majority of history, So I find myself being grateful for everything that I have. And I wonder why so many people look at our country and they're not grateful these days. They're angry, like that they didn't get given something, or that we took everything from everybody else. And I'm just like, I don't get it. Well, here's the thing, right? Some people have common sense, and the rest of us don't. And I don't know if my buddy at arms El Guapo is going to agree with me or not. But I've always said this: those people should join the military and do a couple of deployments overseas, see what it's like out there, come back and realize how good they have it. Well, I traveled a lot when I was young because my father was kind of a, when the summers came after, he was a teacher and so was my mother. So they'd go on these gallivanting tours around the country and down into like Mexico and Central America and up in Canada. So I got a chance to go all of North America for the most part. And I saw, and not to I have family down in Mexico, but every time I came over the border, I kissed the ground that I walked on, because in Mexico, I was lucky enough to have family that had a lot of money, but it's not that I didn't see the disparity in wealth that was down there. And the truth is, I haven't been there for a while, so I don't know if it's there, but I assume it is. But I've traveled all over the world now. A lot of places that are first world, and a lot of places that are like, developing, and then third world. And it's things are getting better per se, but then you come back here and you're just like, you walk through a supermarket, and when I served my mission for the Mormon Church, I met a guy from Romania, and he escaped from Romania during the height of the Cold War by wrapping himself basically in cellophane and jumping in a river and swimming like 20 miles downstream until he got into Yugoslavia, and then hid in the woods until he could sneak across the border into Italy. And his story of like how he got here was just harrowing. You know, you're just like, would I ever have the strength to do that? And he said he saw stuff in Western Europe, and he says, but the first time he got to America and they took him to a full-on like super Stop and Shop, he couldn't understand. He didn't understand. He says, who is this for? Is this for the party? And he said, no, this is family. He goes, and he said that was the first moment he realized he was in the greatest country in the world. Now, you know, Europe has that stuff, but usually it's their supermarkets are kind of smaller. You go to Germany and they're not this big, massive things. That's changed actually in the last 20 years. There's a few places like that now, but in the time that he was there, it wasn't that way. It was mostly bodegas and like, you know, open markets and that sort of thing. And he got here and he couldn't believe it. And then like, because he sought asylum, they gave him it was a half of this duplex. It was like a condo. Mm-hmm. And you know, when I went there, it wasn't a terrible place. He was living with another dude that had got asylum as well. And they thought they lived in a palace. And I was like, you know, it's just a condo. But for them, it was something else. And that was one of those things that taught me right there that we take a lot for granted.
Perspective, man. And you gain perspective by experiencing things. And for me, you know, like I said, a few deployments, you know, and I realized a lot of things, man. A lot of things just didn't bother me anymore when I came back. I'm like, oh, you want to call me?
Well, and also you do. I mean, you're on deployment. I mean, you guys are living not always in the greatest of, you know, conditions. I know. I never served as a soldier. I kind of in that weird window when I was in my 20s and early 30s of, you know, there was no real war that drove me to go anywhere. But like, I've talked enough of y'all to know that there, you know, when you're on deployment, sometimes you're sleeping on the ground. You're lots of waiting until, you know, as action comes on you unaware, and you know, that'll teach you real quick that to appreciate life.
Yeah, you know? No, it's not only that. I did a lot of everything when I was deployed. You know, we did peacekeeping missions. We did, patrols. We did a lot of everything. And the best part that I liked the peacekeeping missions the best. You know, and that's just because I'm a pretty kind-hearted person, despite what people believe about me. And the peacekeeping missions is basically you go to the villages, right, with donated clothes, shoes, and odds and ends that Americans donate to the Afghani kids and families, right? So you get these boxes. You talk to the chieftain of the village. They say, okay, you can come down, right? You go down, minimal security because you don't want to show force. So you go down minimal security and you start handing out. You communicating as best you can. And you start handing out clothes, start handing out shoes, and you know, it's winter time and it's cold. It's bitter cold over there. It's super bitter cold. And these kids are walking barefooted on ice like it's nothing. Like they don't know what shoes are, so their feet are so tough. They're just walking around, you know. So you give them their first pair of shoes, you know, or you give them a coat so they can keep warm, you know. Or whatever. That's what I like the best, you know, and that's just the way that I am. But you know, and because you connect with people that way. Hopefully, they won't shoot you in the back when nighttime comes around and they change from friend to foe. And you know that's a whole nother story. But you know that. but yeah, man, you know, so seeing all that when I saw those villages, you know, that's when I was like, yo, you know, forget how I was living, you know, at least I had shelter. But damn, wow, to see these guys, and they love their country, and they're proud, and that's great. I have no problem with that. Like you said, like I'm Puerto Rican. I'm always proud to be Puerto Rican. I got Puerto Rican flag on my car, tattooed on my arm. I never deny it. Never deny it. But on the other token, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna look down on other people because they're not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're all the same, basically. But I just happen to be from the island, and I'm very happy about that. I was born in a small island, and I've been through a lot, and my life is good. So happy. I'm a very happy guy.
Right.
Well, I mean, like, I remember this story. I've read it before, like in the actual World War II. But I have a great uncle, and he served, and my grandfather served. He was shot up in Normandy pretty badly. Was in traction for 9 months.
Wow.
But my uncle was able to make it to Berlin, and he said they got into Berlin, and like I don't know if you guys ever seen pictures of it, but Berlin was just basically rubble. There wasn't much left. And people had been eating whatever they could find. They'd been eating rats and their pets and stuff. They didn't have food. And you got the Red Army coming into one side, and they took the city first. And then when they finally divided them up amongst the four powers, the British, French, and the zones of the Americans with the Russians. The Russians, women would take straws, and then they'd go out at night. The one who got the short end of the straws, and they'd get gang raped. I'm not trying to bring anything on the stream, but the other thing that happened is when the Americans finally came into Berlin and into Germany itself, they were told to give out blankets and soap and nylons for the women and Hershey bars. Now, if anybody knows, Hershey chocolate's kind of waxy compared to European chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But my great uncle, he had a cousin, and his cousin was there with him in that same division. He ended up marrying one of the German girls that they met, and the German lady said that she loved Hershey's chocolate because the first chocolate she'd had in 4 years, and it tasted like something nothing she could ever imagine. How it was so good and even to this day, in Germany, in Berlin, they don't kill the rats. So you go there, you find these big monster rats in the river. Because they don't kill them because they're now honored because that's what kept them alive. And that's what I think of. I try to think of our ethos as Americans and as people who attach to America, and anybody who wants to be kind, is that we stomped Germany into a mud hole, and the same thing we did with basically the Japanese. But when we came in there, there's always bad actions by people because people are people, but in general we were helping them. One of the reasons why the Japanese were so fierce is they thought that we would come in and do exactly what they would have done. Treated them horribly and raped and pillaged. I mean, anybody knows about the rape of Nanking will know what I'm talking about. And when we finally did stop them with the brutal fist of a couple of nuclear weapons and some fire bombings of Tokyo, we came in and we actually rebuilt things. Now, I don't know why it hasn't worked in, say, Afghanistan or anywhere. I don't know. A friend of mine says that we needed a plan that lasted at least 75 years to 100 years of providing stability, and we don't have the political will for that anymore, apparently. But I like to think that the heart of at least my country is that we're going to go out there and treat people as best we can. Obviously, world, we have our own interests and we've done some things, but the heart of every person, generally, every soldier, every citizen should be that we're trying to show what freedom looks like, and hopefully the people will want to have that. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I don't know if the world sees that anymore. I don't know what the world sees. Half time I watch media, and I don't know what anybody's thinking anymore.
Look, man, here's the problem with media right now. They went from reporting news to giving their opinion. You know, media was better when they just reported the news. Everything now is their opinion. Like my opinion on this subject. Well, what happened to the story? I didn't even hear the story. I'm just listening to your opinion.
Right.
You know, like can I get the story? Let me form my own opinion. You know, like why? But anyway, we got it's time to wrap it up. Second hour.
I'm sorry for talking so much.
No.
Good conversation, brother.
That was some insightful stuff, brother. You know, like, hey, Slick Jimmy went deep on me, man. He went all philosophical and everything, man.
Right.
You know, but it's all good, man. You know, it's what makes life interesting, being able to talk to people and find out what their views are, you know, and what they think. You know, and it's great when people actually don't mind sharing their views, you know, like not being scared to say, you know, what they feel, because you should be able to express your feelings or, you know, what your point of view is. I'm not going to say feelings because, you know, we just,
feelings are feelings.
Feelings are feelings, but, you know, at least your point of view, you know, where you're coming from, where you stand and all that.
Well, I totally get you. One short thing. I find it a miracle that my partner in creating a comic book is from Vladivostok, Russia. Because as a kid, I would have had a hard time wrapping my head around that.
I know, but the Cold War is over, man.
Oh yeah, well.
But you know, that is the era we grew up in. Russia was.
That
was it. It's a true fact. As right as wrong, they were the great. They were the red thread. All right. So El Guapo, go. Oh, we gotta add him back to the stream and add the stream and highlight him. There you go. El Guapo, let us know where you can be found, what you're working on, what you're doing.
All right. So this Constant Peace was inked here tonight on the digital Bullpen. Make sure you come back every Tuesday on Ortiz channel to check out not just me, but many other artists that are drawing. And you can find me on Twitter at Caesar Feliciano, on Instagram at The Art of Caesar Feliciano, and also on Facebook at The Art of Caesar Feliciano. My Kickstarter for Chango the Broken Veil was successfully funded. Thanks for all of you guys who supported that. And the help that I got from people like Slick Jimmy and E and Dog Press and Deltaverse. But that's going to be coming out and into people's hands in December. And keep an eye out for the next campaign, plus other projects I have coming down the line. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Shinobi Raccoon.
Okay, you can find me at on Twitter and on Instagram at both at Shinobi Raccoon. I also have a channel where I also have a drawing channel, so you can check those out. In fact, I'll be uploading another video tonight. And just stay tuned for more news. And
all right, then. Mr. Trusty Psychic, the mythological psychic of all psychics, putting Robin to shame, Tonto to shame, Kato to shame. There is no psychic quite like him.
Thank you.
That's a very good rendering right there, by the way.
Well, I've got some good reference that I'm using, so I can't take complete credit for it, but
take credit for what you can.
Yeah. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Trusty Sidekick 3, on Instagram Trusty Sidekick Art, and usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays with E. Ortiz, and Mondays and Fridays with Manny on Good Dog Press.
All right, thank you, sir. So this is Fictional Reality Arts. You can find him on Instagram and Twitter under Fictional Reality Arts. He is a self-published comic book artist. You can find his books on type Fictional Reality. Type the name of your book again on the thing so I can tell him. You can find him on Amazon. He self-publishes on Amazon. If he gives me the title, CRX. The name of the book is CRX. It's $7.99 per issue. You don't have to do a campaign or anything like that. If you like his artwork, you dig in what he's doing, go check him out on Amazon. If you like the book, go support the man. He is 100% self-published. So You don't have to wait, and you don't have to pay $30, $50, whatever for tiers. If you like what he's doing, go show him some love.
Put it down, right?
Go show him some. Mr. Slick Jimmy.
My name is Slick Jimmy. I'm the creator and writer. Little Girl Lethal. It's still in demand on Indiegogo. We're getting close to pulling the trigger on printing, and when that happens, you won't be able to get a book anymore. So if you want to go check it out at Little Girl Lethal on Indiegogo, you can see what the art is. The art is done by my friend Whiskey Paint out of Vladivostok, Russia. He's an amazing artist, kind of does an old heavy metal style, like painterly European style. And the story is not for kids. It's for adults, and so you want to keep that away from them if you do purchase a copy. You can get two different types of copy, the modest and the immodest. The modest is still very sexy, and the immodest is the full Monty, if you know what I mean. Story about vengeance, girl named Sugar Lightspeed. That's the title character, the little girl Lethal, and her adventures in an alternate universe Earth that has a megalopolis called Lost Peaks, where she has all of her hijinks take place, bloody and sexy and otherwise. So if you like that, come and talk to me on Slick Jimmy Love on Twitter, and occasionally I upload a video on Slick Jimmy Speaks on YouTube. Hopefully we can get the cheesecake challenge going again one of these days if I can figure out the boomer that's in my head. So
yeah, we'll try to help you out, man, as best as I can, because like I had difficulties tonight, so whatever. And my name is Ortiz. I am the humble host. We're here we're here Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We are also, whenever I'm not feeling under the weather, like the last couple of weeks, I try to be on Manny's channel as well. And his shows are Monday and Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You can find Manny at Good Dog Press. I know that he was trying to be on the show, but for some reason he had technical difficulties. I just couldn't add him. So Manny, it's nothing personal, man. I don't know. It said your devices couldn't be connected. So, but I'm still gonna give you love. And so, in his book, The Unbreathable Skunk Girl, is in demand on Indiegogo. If you go on Indiegogo, The Unbreathable Skunk Girl, you can still get his book. And it'll be on demand till he's ready to publish to fulfill. So you have some time. I don't know how much time, but you have some time to get your hands on the book. So if you haven't, walk your way over to Indiegogo, check out Little Girl Lethal, check out The Unbreathable Skunk Girl. And if you like what you saw from fictional reality comics, go to Amazon and check out CRX. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. God bless and good night.
Ciao.
Have a good night.